You might have a fantasy that's a little outside the norm, Virgo. Can you make it a reality? Let's see what the cards say. Hey Virgo, welcome back to Distilled Tarot. My name's Shannon and I'll be guiding you through today's reading. This is a timeless reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or anywhere that Virgo falls in your chart. Cross-watchers also welcome. This is intended to help you elevate to your highest potential in this moment. At the heart of your reading, we have the Four of Wands. So the topic of today's reading is some sort of benchmark of success that you have probably just reached or are about to, like it's within sight. Like an event that's scheduled, some sort of achievement, ceremony. It has the vibe of a ceremony. Wedding, graduation, moving in together. There's some sort of date, like that to you feels like an achievement to be celebrated. I'm also getting some sort of union is involved. A coming together. The challenge, we have three cards that have come out together. We have the Five of Wands, the Devil in reverse, and the Star. Okay. Someone has fantasies about playing the field or about keeping options open in some way where they can still play the field. They can still compete in some way. Okay, so the Four of Wands, I get the feeling of a commitment, and then the challenge is this sense of harboring a hope, a secret desire, some core fantasy within the self that if unrealized will always kind of fester. It's paired with the Devil in reverse, which tells me that the person believes that this sort of is taboo but not problematic. They can handle it. It won't manifest in a way that's problematic, at least not in their fantasy. And then the Five of Wands is the part that really gives me the impression that there's this vibe of bringing other people into the mix. Someone might have a desire for polyamory, and they're entering into a one-on-one partnership with someone who is monogamous. It has that sort of a vibe. Now, obviously, that's not going to be the situation for everyone. Your situation is unique. I'm just offering suggestions of things that would fit this story, this vibe, these energies. The two energies are definitely at odds with one another. I just don't know how problematic this fantasy is. Whether it's something that would undermine the union or the commitment. Show me what Virgo is focused on. We have the Seven of Cups. Okay, so this is potentially your fantasy that we're talking about. I mean, that would make the most sense. This is your reading. I never want to assume, because you might be dealing with someone else and this is your focus. But in this case, it does look like your situation, because you're focused on temptation, trying to figure out your own motivation. Why do you want it? What do you want and why? Show me the recent past. What led up to this for Virgo? Two of Wands. You were, you got two really good options really close together, and you wanted to take both paths. It looks like you are maybe on paper committing to one of the paths, but you haven't really let go of the other path, energetically speaking. You kind of want to split yourself in two and walk both paths. And I think you might be holding on to a fantasy that there's some sort of tightrope act that you can work it out and have both. The reason this is all happening, we have justice. This is balance. This is fairness. It's objective. Everyone has their own subjective truth. What feels right to them. And there's some objective truth, some objective sense of right and fairness that you're meant to become aware of or become more in tune with. Like, I'm just getting the vibe of this is something that you're supposed to absorb into your energy more than what you have done up until this point. And it's happening through this situation, but it's a bigger sense of justice, a bigger sense of balance and fairness that's bleeding into your awareness and kind of absorbing into your character that is going to continue throughout your life, stay with you. You guys hear I'm not sure if the mic is going to pick up my little puppy dog pitter-pat all over the place. She's restless. These are some of the first videos that I've filmed in a while after going on hiatus for so long. And she doesn't know what to do with herself. She's like, what are we doing? What is happening? This isn't part of our routine, huh, baby? Go sit on the couch, baby. It's okay. Sit on the blanket. Good girl. Okay, coming up in the near future, we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Changing of ideals, of shifting of your vision for the future of what all the bells and whistles of your perfect life looks like. What do you want in life? Do you want monogamy? Do you want multiple partners? Do you want, this or that or both or something different entirely? This implies that you've had an idea in mind of what you want your life to look like, and that's changing. Okay, let's see what's going to affect the situation that Virgo doesn't see coming. Oh. I'm not going to take all of these, but I am going to take a peek. There's a lot of cards that fell face down and one that fell face up. So this one is the main surprise that's going to affect your situation, strength and reverse. If you are dealing with a Leo in your situation, that person is going to divulge some vulnerability to you. Someone who you think is very self-assured, has it all together, is going to open up to you and share some way that, they perceive as a weakness. They're going to share that with you in a moment of vulnerability, open up to you, share their kind of wounded inner self, maybe. If you're not dealing with a Leo, that might still be the case. The person or one of the people that you're dealing with in your situation might open up to you unexpectedly, and you didn't see it coming, that they would be so vulnerable. I do feel that pretty strongly, so it's the most likely energy coming through. In a more general sense, this would be someone who you think has more self-discipline, is going to show you evidence that they don't, that they have more weakness, they have more fallibility than you thought. And that could be you. That person could be you. You might surprise yourself, like a moment of weakness. Yeah. Okay, let's take a peek at the other cards that came out for a vibe check. We have the Queen of Cups, Death in reverse, High Priestess in reverse, Queen of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. 2 queens plus High Priestess in reverse. Not wanting to let something die, not wanting to let something end. Muting your intuition, not wanting to really listen to it. Avoiding. You're trying to convince yourself that some intuitive hit, some gut feeling that you have isn't what you thought it was. Well, it's hard to say. You're getting a gut feeling, but you're trying to rationalize it in some way. And then there's the Hierophant, which is like, by the book, do it as it should be. Some sort of a social construct for the way that things should be. I don't know if you guys want to, if it's nice for you to see all these cards. I'll show it to you. Okay, so I'm going to keep that in mind. Might be just a hint that there's more than one woman involved in this situation. If you're attracted to more than one gender, this could be a reading about that. But it's not necessarily sexuality reading. This could be about taking 2 different career paths. Like, oh, I want to be an artist, but I also feel like I need to be responsible and, work a corporate job. I have a dream that I think I can do both, but there's so much competition out there. Don't know if I can hack it. I'm never going to let go of the fantasy that I can make it as a singer-songwriter. That would definitely also fit. Show me hopes and fears. Page of Wands. You want the flexibility to stay in your childlike wonder, where you can follow your fancy, where you can get a spark of inspiration and follow it where it leads you. But you also are kind of terrified that that is something that's going to stick with you and you'll never be able to kind of put down roots and all the benefits of more permanent lifestyle that would afford you. There's definitely strong wanderlust coming through. Interesting. All right, well, this is cool because the Knight of Wands reversed with the Six of Wands just came through. Now, the Knight of Wands reversed did come face down, so take that as you will. I like to share that sort of thing in case, you're interpreting for yourself along with me, which I definitely encourage. Nobody knows your situation better than you, and your intuition is always more on point than anyone else's. So if you know tarot and you're watching a tarot reader and you're getting a different vibe, and you think, oh, I think this applies in a different way, trust your own intuition more than mine. Like, you know better than me. Okay, so the Six of Wands is success, victory, and recognition in your victory. Other people seeing you and admiring you and celebrating you for the hard work you've done, the task you've completed, the war you've won. And then the Knight of Wands is this cavalier, always follows his own passion. I want to say it a kind way, because this energy can be very crappy toward other people. It's kind of like they don't care how it affects other people. In this instance, I feel it a bit more positively. Maybe shed the negative connotations a smidge, because there's no getting around the fact that the Knight of Wands in reverse is self-centered. Highly puts themselves first. And that's not always a bad thing. It can commonly lead to being very callous towards other people's feelings, and which can be hurtful if other people care about you. But these two came out together. Whatever it is that this character is up to, people are digging it. The people around them are like, yeah, go for it. We love it. Keep doing what you're doing. So that's where you're headed. Whatever actions you're taking, the more you put yourself first, the more you're going to be celebrated for it and admired for it. And your advice, doubling down on that energy. Ace of Wands. Follow your spark. Let that new energy live within you. What you're hopeful for and afraid of. This vibe that you have of being excited for something and wanting to follow it. That's your advice from Spirit. They're straight up saying you are meant to have these sparks of desire and to put them to good use. Use your own intuition, follow your own inner guidance, and it won't steer you wrong. It'll steer you towards sometimes lessons you need to learn to develop your own character. I'm not saying it's all going to be, sunshine and roses, but it will lead you to where you need to be for the life that your soul wants to live. So go for it. Virgo, I'm going to leave it there. I hope this helped. Have a great week, and I will see you back next time.